Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today we are going to finish off the mini collection. We only need one singular AJ Styles left that you get from Survivor. And we're hopefully going to put a couple more cards into the mega collection. And we've also completed the Eddie Guerrero quest, so let's go ahead and claim these as well. It's going to give us a couple more old school SummerSlam cards, which is very nice and very cool to see. It's going to give us a lot of SummerSlam cards actually. I didn't realise exactly how many. But this is all very cool, it all helps towards completing the mega collection. Wow, it really gives you tons when you see it all laid out like this. Very cool. And of course, for resetting the draft board, gives us an unhinged Cena. And we can still get a few more. We can still get another SummerSlam 25 John Cena from getting another just under 100 more collectibles. By playing PvP games, it's going to give us another 20 SummerSlam cards. By using the super move, it's going to give us another 10. And we can only claim each of those ones is the maximum amount of times that we've done. Whether that's one or whether I've done it multiple times, I'm not sure. But now we can claim our Eddie Guerrero, our Latino Heat. And there we go, I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that. And we are going to make that into an F3 Eddie Guerrero. Let's go ahead and do that just now before we continue on. In fact, actually, I'm also going to go ahead and catalog pro any of these ones that we can use super coins on, but I'm not going to make any actual pros because that would mean that we would be down a SummerSlam card, which I would prefer not to be. So the ones that cost super coins to pro, I am happy with. Because we get loads of super coins from playing this anyway. So, for example, these two Bianca Belairs, we're not going to pro them because that would give us one less card. We can catalog pro this one, however. So this is all just to get a whole ton of new stars. So not the Johnny Garganos, not the Natalias, not the Sami Zayns, but we can do the Xavier Woods. See, the game doesn't give you an option to select Catalog Pro. It only lets you combine. So we don't really want to go doing that. We would rather spend the super coins here. So we can get as many chances on the SummerSlam Rocks as possible. This is one of the cool things about these old school events, is it lets you get all of these older cards that you may have missed or you may not have gotten pros of back in the day. Of which it seems like I have quite a lot that I'm missing. I'm beginning to wonder if I ever even pro'd anything at all when I was playing these seasons. That's just how it feels sometimes. And there we go, that's all been pro'd now. That's all the ones that can be pro'd without minusing any cards. Oh, I think the Ilya Dragunov we can't because I already made the pro of it earlier. And it's asking if I want to make a fortified one, which I don't. So now let's go to SummerSlam. And we're going to make a fortified F3 over Eddie Guerrero. And there he is, he's now been F3'd into the highest level, and let's train him up as well. Normally I would put him into the performance center, but We have enough cards. We're at 545. I don't think we really need to worry that much about the cost of one card or such. We've got 107 of these now, which is a shocking amount. And of course, we're going to finish off the milestone by using this AJ Styles. So let's go into Rocket. Also, you don't need to use that specific AJ Styles. You can use any AJ Styles. And I'm just going to show you in the Mega Collection, we're actually missing that AJ Styles. Or at least we were. Yes, you can see there that it's not highlighted, that we don't have it yet. So I've managed to get 7 of wherever he is. 7 of this AJ Styles without ever having actually used him. You can just use any AJ Styles, and it's the same with any of the other cards as well. So let's jump into this. And we do indeed have that actual AJ Styles. So let's go ahead and use him. We've got so many options to use here. There he is. And let's just use a couple of our pros here. Whether it's pro or whether it's not pro doesn't matter, doesn't make any difference. There we go, +1 to the mini collection, +1 to the mini collection, which for both the AJ Styles. And we're going to wait for the skull to come along here. Now the other ones, I'm not going to bother waiting this time, I'm just going to go ahead and do it quickly. Because we are already going to be in for a long trip with these ones. You know, I haven't pulled any Dominic Mysterio or Eddie Guerrero or any foil at all for a very, very long time, but I haven't even pulled a single foil, which is absolutely crazy. And the mini collection has now been completed. So let's go ahead and claim our milestone, which is going to give us a guaranteed Batista. Not that Batista. There we go, that's the Batista. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that, as that will now be a pro for us. And we're going to lock that one down. Now you do also have the chance of getting a Batista here, and also a chance of getting a Batista from the 3rd pack, and I think the 1st pack as well. So you can actually get, I think, an F3 Batista if you're extremely lucky, but if not, you get one guaranteed Batista from the getting 100 cards on the mega collection, and you get the 2nd guaranteed Batista from completing the mini collection. So the absolute minimum you'll get is a Pro Batista, which is exactly what I've got, which I am completely fine with. That is going to help out significantly, particularly with campaign mode. So we still have quite a little bit to go. We've got 23 more cards we need to get in order to get the Zelina Vega. So that is what we are trying to work towards here. So let's continue rocking it, as it were. And by clicking auto, it won't take off any of your fusions, so you'll have to select them manually. But the fusions should still stick in to your mega collection as usual. I remember saying earlier that I wasn't going to stand here and search for those, because we're already in for a long time, and I forgot what it was that I said. So from this point onwards, the first one we'll get will be a skull, and then after that, I'll just take whatever arrives. And also if we go into the mega collection here, I can show you that that AJ Styles is now ticked. So it doesn't matter whether it's a pro or whether it's a single, you can just go ahead and use it and it still counts towards it. So if you do want to get those stars, you don't need to worry about them not showing up in your mega collection. And that's another +1 to the mega collection. I don't know what card that was. So there we go, there's the skull, and this time I'm not even going to look at the screen. And I'm going to click it again. Okay, we got the lightning bolt and the hands. And that was done with my eyes closed. Okay, it looks like we're getting down to the last 20 of those, which is very, very cool. But it does mean that the adding to the Mega Collection is going to become significantly harder. And that one I was looking at the screen. Again, it's just off of muscle memory that I'm like, oh, needs crab skull. +1 to the Mega Collection. I think that might have been the miss. Got 2 lightning bolts there. Now, when are we going to pull another Dominic Mysterio? My goodness, this is getting a bit ridiculous. +1 to the Mega Collection. We're down to only 20 that we need now. We almost got another skull there. That was almost 3 skulls by accident. Man, nothing. Again, nothing. Is this going to be our last one of nothing? It is indeed. Still haven't even pulled the Chad Gable pack with the 20 Chad Gables in it. That also hasn't happened. So we're going to take the first skull here, and then we're just going to take whatever it gives to us, which is another skull, and... Alright, we got 3 skulls. By accident. Nothing there. Nothing in that one either. Last one? Again, nothing. My goodness. This is wildly atrocious. I'm going to try and go for ones that might be new. Nope, 0 to Mega Collection. Is that going to put us over 10,000? It is, or 100,000 even, not 10,000. So we are going to have to go to the Superstore once again. This has to be like the 8th time I've pulled that Roman Reigns. Actually, let's go for potentially newer ones. Look at all those Chad Gables. Okay, it's +1 to the Mega Collection. There was one in there that was new. Okay, we've got 3 skulls. Last chance for something nice. My goodness. We've only got 19 cards left until we get to that Zelina Vega. But of course, it's when we get down to those last few that it becomes extremely difficult. Okay, we've still got another couple that could be new here. +0, dang. Well, I mean, there will never be another one to the plus mini collection because we've completed the mini collection now. I am very tempted to just use that skip all button because we've not pulled anything in such a long time. Okay, let's skip forward a little bit past all these Chad Gables and see if we can grab anything past here. That was +1. There was something in there. I'm just going to go ahead and click skip all. As expected, nothing of helpfulness. I think Big Old Grand Cat is getting a little bit tired. I have been awake the entire night, and it is now 9:53 AM, which is abysmal. I am very tired. I would not mind getting some snoozes. Once again, we did not pull anything helpful in the slightest. No foils, no Dominic Mysterios, no Eddie Guerreros. No special Chad Gable packs. Once again, unfortunately, nothing of helpfulness. We've got an unhinged Bo Dallas, which does not help us. Although we are getting through these a lot faster now that I'm not going for the skulls in particular. If that had pressed a little bit faster, we would have got a second skull there. We would have had 3 skulls actually. Oh, we got an Eddie Guerrero. Finally we pulled something. So that's actually our 6th Eddie Guerrero. So if we get a second one, that'll be another pro. But in the meantime, we've already got an F3 Eddie Guerrero. So that is nice to see that we finally pulled something. After such a long streak of not pulling anything. So again, we're going to start with the skull, and then we're going to just take whatever it wants to throw at us. I think it was 1 away from being a skull there. Nothing of great help there. We still have 52 of these. It feels like I have been doing this for days. And I know there are many of you out there that have managed to not only get F3 Dominic Mysterios and F3 Eddie Guerreros, but also F3 Batistas and F3 Rey Mysterios. Some of you have incredible luck. Unfortunately, the Grand Cat does not have said luck, but instead, what I am missing in luck, I shall make up for with hard work and the power of grind, as I am doing right here. Whereas someone might get all the rewards within 20 packs, big old Grand Cat has to grind out perhaps 200 to get the same rewards. And if that's what needs to happen, then that is what needs to happen. Superstore is full once again for super coins. So we'll go into another case grab. And again, it's this Legion Rhea Ripley. It's the two Legion ones that they really, really like giving you. I don't think anything is going to add to the mega collection from here on, because I think everything else is all either from these packs or things that we've already had before. We've still yet to pull a single foil card. Now, I've seen many people have them. They don't do anything, they just look nice. I just think it's unusual that I've not pulled any, not even a singular one. I'm just checking here, it doesn't actually tell you how many times you've played, does it? It only gives you up to 50, and then from 50 it just says max. Because I would be really interested to see what number I'm actually on. I feel like I'm probably around the 500 point at this time. I'm beginning to lose track of why I'm going after the skull packs. Just to get 3 additional SummerSlam cards to prolong this even further. I mean, the idea is try and hit the Dominic Mysterios and such, but it seems to be very much in refusal. Or if we could get a second Eddie Guerrero, that would be cool to have another pro. Thought it was in refusal to give us skulls there. It's like, no, you've had enough. Though it's still in refusal to give us anything from those packs. We did pull that one Eddie Guerrero earlier, so I can't complain too much. Although it won't stop me from trying. Also, I think I've only pulled one SummerSlam card from that Rey Mysterio pack. So that only happened that one time. It is possible, it just hasn't happened since. And I think the Rey Mysterio pack is the music note. Okay, let's play this one out. Let's see if we get anything from this. Nope, did we? Hell. Unbelievable. Okay, we're finally down to 13. And we need to go to the Superstore once again. Okay, another Tony D'Angelo, which we can now pro. Because that's the second one of them they've got. But now we can finish off this one here. I'm just making sure that we don't have any fusions left, or any pros. Let's jump right in here. Oh my goodness, I think that's actually 7. So I think we've actually got one more since we pulled 2 skull packs. Yes, we have exactly 10. It's now time for us to use them. Okay, we'll open all 3 of these packs normally, just in case it gives us anything on our very last chance. This is our very, very last pack. And no, it is remaining being extremely stingy. We only have 5 cards remaining, but we did manage to complete the mini collection. The mega collection, we only have 18 left. We still need this Undertaker, which we can get from the Fusion Chamber. We still need this Miz, which comes from Walk the Ropes. The Finn Balor comes from PvP. The Sheamus comes from the Gauntlet, which is available soon. Carmella's from 24/7. I think she's the only card I still need from 24/7. AJ Styles comes from Survivor. Finn Balor comes from PvP. Sheamus comes from Gauntlet. AJ Styles comes from Survivor. Need to play more Survivor games and get more AJ Styles. Boom, I have been completing the Boom games and it has not been giving me some particular cards. That Pete Dunne comes from Survivor as well. And you're going to see that a little bit more as we get further on. Finn Balor comes from PvP. We did only get 10 cards from our PvP pack, so we are missing quite a few from that. Asuka comes from the Fusion Chamber. Miz again comes from Walk the Ropes. Montez Ford comes from PvP. I've said PvP so long now that it is beginning to sound like nonsense. Charlotte Flair comes from Survivor. Pete Dunne comes from Survivor. So there we are. So there's a few that need to be, that was only one that comes from 24/7, which is the Carmella. There's a few that comes from Boom, and I can show you right now. Boom is completed, and even if I play more games of Boom, it won't give me any more rewards because we've already completed the maximum. It only gives you 2 of these cards, and if it doesn't give you the exact ones you're looking for, well, you're just out of luck. And I think every other pack only gives you 1. So basically you get 13 of these for completing all of the Boom cards, and then you have to wait for the following day. Because even if you play more games of Boom, it doesn't give you any additional rewards. That is the only way to get them, is from those. 24/7 only has 1 Carmella, and Survivor Series, well, we need to play quite a bit of that to try and get those last few remaining cards. In the meantime, what we can do is we can... Oh, we've got our Pro Batista, which is very, very cool. We can level him up. In fact, let's go ahead and level him up just now. We'll use a whole bunch of these Valor cards. And even though he's only 1 level, we're still going to go ahead and use another Valor card, just to get him all the way up to maximum. And we need to level both of those Batistas up to get them at their maximum point. And if we take a quick look at our males here, you can see that our top males are the right arrow Rey Mysterio, the up arrow Eddie Guerrero, and the left arrow Dominic Mysterio, and of course the down arrow Batista is going to join them, which is a perfect up, down, left, and right off the very start of the bat, which is very, very cool, and that also helps out tremendously with campaign mode as well, because it gives you 1 arrow of each of them if you manage to collect all 4 of them. Of course, if we can collect the Zelina Vega, the limited edition one from Complete the Mega Collection, that's also going to give a massive, massive help as well, because it's going to be the most powerful female at the moment, and probably the most powerful female in the tier, unless another limited edition female comes out. And the other thing we're going to combine is all the way back into Legion tier. Oh no, it's not Legion tier, it's Inferno tier, it's even further back. Is our Tony D'Angelo. And there we go, there's what the Pro Tony D'Angelo looks like. The crow cawking away, and that is the sound that a crow makes. Caw! And the hands coming out the side there, the Halloween Havoc, as you can see. Now let's go ahead and just look at the general for Inferno. And we've also got the Fallen Henley as well, Fallen Henley. And I think we can change this image out. And it still retains its black and white features. So this is something that is rather ridiculous. I don't think there's anything in particular that could swap out into anything realistically more different. That's probably like the most crazy one you can go. And Fallon Henley, she's quite similar, only having like the 4. So there we go. And with that said, folks, I think that is going to be it for this little video, and I really hope that you've all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.